When you live in paradise, you visit paradise. And it's not always paradise around here, trust me. Definitely not. We're given an update today. So far, 308.5 miles. This bike has actually exceeded my expectations. I thought it was going to be, oh, you know, you beat it up a little bit, not an expensive bike, and it's not going to take care of you eventually, right? Some items are like that, but not this thing. This thing has done extremely well so far. It's kept up with some of the higher end bikes, not the high end dirt bikes, e-dirt bikes. No, not like that, not like a Suron, but it's kept up with all the other ones, all my buddies. It's kept up with every single one so far. Look at this weird ass seashell. Fibonacci sequence, golden ratio, the galaxy, the helix. So let me tell you, have I found anything wrong with this bike? There's a couple odds and ends. Like, let's give you this example. Why did that rust? I've only opened that once just to try it out. That was it. Now, twice. Okay, that's one of the weird things about this, okay? The other thing is when you fold it, it kind of scratches a little bit right there. See that? Obviously, it gets dirty. That's not, that's something you have to take care of. But, otherwise, you look at it, and everything else looks good. I really wish it had a lock when you folded it. That would be the best. They're a little wear. Not really. The stem and everything, perfect. A little dirty. Of course, you're going to clean it, maintain it for the winter, but like, it's doing good, man. Way better than I anticipated entirely. The tires, the Chow Yang, they're actually much better than I thought. I've ran over like everything with this thing, over all kinds of stuff. Well, I did put that special type of fix-a-flat in there. I can't remember the name. I'll remember in just a moment. But yeah, that kind of fix-a-flat in there right when I got the bike because I don't want to have any issues. Okay, now I remember what it's called. It's called Flat Out, the Sportsman's Formula. Filled it up with like not even a whole bag in each of these. I've ran over everything. Actually, a friend recommended it to me. He said, listen, my e-bike had 3 flats. And he's like, once I put this in, I never had any flats. So, Flat Out Sportsman, that's what it's called. So, that is definitely recommended because I haven't had any. Even my scooter, I've had flats before. But not with this. Now, the one thing I have to say is the shifter. It's not amazing. It works, but it's not amazing. I leave it in what? 5th gear? What is it? Here, focus. Come on. There we go. 5th. Sometimes 6th, but usually 5th. I don't have a problem with it. I really have to shift anyway. Like, I really have to be going up a hill, like a really crazy hill, but it doesn't always happen that way. I don't really have an issue with it in general, so shifter, I guess you would say, if you would rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 to 7, so nothing special, run-of-the-mill stuff, so yeah, that's what it is. The grips didn't even wear out, like 0. They're apparently leather, obviously, probably not real leather, but they're some type of fake leather. Hey, maybe they are real, I doubt it though. Stitching is good. They exceeded my expectations on a lot of things. I'm very surprised. Now, one thing I don't think I said on the last time, on the trip meter, this trip hasn't been that long, 5.9 miles. But to reset the trip, you hold down, well, first you want to put it in 0 pedal assist. hold down the I and you hold down the minus at the same time. when you hold them, resets it. I don't think I talked about that in the last video. I believe I may have, but I just can't remember. But that's one thing I had to get the manual out to figure out. So otherwise, it was pretty good. Now, the one thing I don't like, the rotors aren't bad. Like I said in my original review video, they were, the front one came bent. It's not the end of the world, but still, I want to make sure that I have good rotors. So probably next riding season, which is, I'm riding in December. It's supposed to be freezing cold, but it's in the 50s today. I'm gonna swap them out with fresh, different rotors. They're not bad. It's just, I feel like they bend a little easy. I don't know if they cheaped out on them, but they don't seem bad at all. I've seen much worse rotors, trust me. I've seen much worse rotors on vehicles, especially some of the cheaper bikes. They're horrible. They bend like a little child can push it and bend it. So, you know, that's the case. Now, let's take a look. Pedals didn't even wear down. Yeah, obviously they're dirty, but they didn't even wear down. Just a little beat up, but not really, and like not much. You know, I've taken this thing through the woods, over the rivers. I've ridden it through mud. I've ridden it through all kinds of stuff, and guess what? It's still running like a champ. Even in the sand, it's not exactly like ideal to ride it in the sand at all, actually. If you get a little deep, like you go like wobbling and sliding everywhere. But it worked. You know, you go slow, you can kind of get through it. The more packed sand, man, fly right through that. Now, the battery has lasted way better and performed way higher than my expectations. The first thing is, it didn't blow up, so that's a great sign. The second thing is, I've never, ever, ever run out of battery so far. It's just way more than you need in general. Have I ever ridden 65 miles on an e-bike, full throttle the whole time? No. Never. And I probably never will. 65 miles is not it's not that small of an amount. That's quite a ways. In one ride, you're not going to be out for that many hours anyway, unless I get it if you deliver or something, but if you're just chilling, nah, you're never going to get past that. This thing it's only gotten down to 2 bars. That's the most I've gotten it down. Like 2 bars, and I had 3 left, and the thing was flying. No issues with that at all. It was great. Now, once you get used to the seat, obviously it has the shock on the seat, but once you get used to the seat, it's pretty comfortable. At first, you know, your butt has to get used to it, but after I got used to it, it was no problem. Now, I'm gonna follow up. I did contact Wildeway about the P, like kind of like the P settings like you have on the scooters. It's funny, they refused to give me the actual manual. Like, they refused to tell me what every setting means. All they would give me is very simply a video that they made in like their garage, and it showed you how to like adjust the pedal assist, like what you want the highest miles per hour in each pedal assist, and it goes by percentages. So let's say you wanted to go 20% for pedal assist 1, it goes 20% of the power. Let's say 30% as an example in pedal assist 2. Now, it would, see, the thing is, they just, for some reason, they just wouldn't give it to me. And when I asked them why, they just refused to answer. And I thought that was very odd of them. Like, a company should at least give it to you. Now, I did find the manual. It's funny. It's like hidden on their website. If you search, do like a Google search for it, you could find it. But they won't give it to you. And honestly, the manual itself is not really great to read. It's not really like as clear as you would want it to be. It gets to the point, but you just kind of got to play with it. That's the only way you could really figure this out. And I ended up deciding that it wasn't even worth changing eventually. Like, I got used to it being like a higher miles per hour in pedal assist 1. So I just ended up leaving it. So to me, it worked it worked out great. Some people might want to change it where it's slower, I get it, but for me, I had no problems with it at all. Well, let me tell you, she's kicking good. She's kicking hard. Now, the motor noise that I had, it's very odd, okay? I have one friend that told me the reflector helps make that noise. Apparently he removed his, so I'll try that next. But it's weird, the weird sound when you hit between 21 to 23 miles an hour, it just kind of goes away, and then it comes back. And then it comes back fainter. Or it just goes away entirely, and then randomly you'll hear it. It's just a very odd thing. So it hasn't affected its performance or its reliability, so I can't really complain about that. It's just the way it is. And now we're in a dirty tunnel. This was the cleanest dirty tunnel I could find, so it's just the way it is. You know what? In a tunnel, my favorite part of this vehicle. Hear that echo? You can almost see it. Damn. Night shot. Well, sort of night. Those LEDs, man. Those LEDs. Tail light. When you press the brake, either brake, and the display super bright with the headlight icon. You want to turn it off, but it's great. And that looks good. Now, I've had people ask me, do I regret my purchase? Some people I know, because they need to go for, the best e-bike, the one that's like 5, 6, 7 grand. And that's fine for electric dirt bikes, but for like just a cruising, chill out, like I just want to roll on the trails, I just want to chill, just want to enjoy myself. Do I regret buying this? Hell no. Hell no. This thing, it was way worth the money. Now, I like to look at the best way I would say it is the most reliable quality for the money. That's how I like to base my purchases when it comes to e-bike, scooters, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of want to see, it's basically, you could say it's low to mid tier, but at the same time, a decent e-bike is around 2 grand. Now, they did come out with some that have 40 amp hour batteries, 40 amp hours, and that's great, and I definitely would consider that. But if I can't even max out this battery, if I can't even drain this battery, what makes you say I'm gonna need that? Some people will. Some people are serious about it, and they're like, oh, I have to have the highest amp hours. But for me, I don't see it that way. It's unnecessary. Not for my purpose. Somebody else may have a different purpose. The question is now, would I still recommend this bike? Would I buy it all over again? Yeah, I probably would. I do like the color. I know they make the cheaper one. A lot of people have been commenting with the cheaper one. It has mechanical brakes. That's what it is. It has mechanical brakes. Yeah, the battery is great, but the rear motor is stepped down. It's 500 watt, 750 peak, and this one's a 750 watt at 1,000 peak. So why would you pick that one over this one? They're only a couple $100 difference. I see it as this is the better way to go, because this is probably the lowest powered I would go on an e-bike, because if you go any slower, you don't want to go any slower. At least you have the oomph when you need it. You know what I'm saying? You want to climb hills, you have that little power. So I can't really complain about it. It works great, and I'm happy with it. So would I recommend this? Hell yeah. I hope whoever got it, I hope you enjoy it like I have, and it was way worth more than actually what I paid for it. I feel like this is probably around an $1,800 bike, but got it for about $1,400, so it does provide value. Can't complain with that. Peace out.